Hello, and thank you for stopping by to yet another edition of the Massachusetts Beer Reviews program on YouTube. My name is Thomas Metal 75, and this is your Massachusetts Beer Reviews. And today's review is a very special beer that comes from the Maine Beer Company. Back in September, should I say, 2024, during our Beer Man Gathering 2024 with the Beer Man himself, John Anilli, Bumpyisms, and East Coast Liquor Reviews channels of YouTube. We went up to the Portland, Maine area. Also, Old Orchard Beach is where we were located. Then we went down to Vermont, came back to Rhode Island, went to Treehouse Brewing Company in Trillium and Proclamation in Rhode Island. All good times. And this beer, I acquired a bottle of this beer over at that Maine Brewing Company up there in Freeport, Maine. And I tried. Beerman and I had two different samplers from the Maine Beer Company, and this was one of the two beers that I bought when I was there that I knew I had to bring home, and I knew I had to review. So here we are today. This is from the Maine Beer Company's Black Barn program number 47. It's a pale ale. And this bad boy is coming in at 5.3% alcohol by volume, brewed at their 15-barrel facility up there in Freeport, Maine. The Black Barn program started in 2019, and they're only available in draft and bottles at the brewery. And the Black Barn program stems from their pilot program where brewers get to experiment and try different brewing techniques with different ingredients. So cool stuff. And each beer goes through extensive lab testing and their robust sensory program. Whatever that means, sounds like they took the time to make these beers right. So this year, so far, they only have 3 different Black Barn program beers. I believe there was a Mexican lager for number 46. This number 47 is the Black Barn program pale ale. And the next one up, after this one, is the number 48, and that is a Oktoberfest. That would have been cool to try, but this is a good beer, and I will show it to you, obviously. This is from August 23rd, 2024. Drink this beer fresh within 90 days of the stamped born on date. We got to get to this cool beer. And I'm going to put said cool beer in a Maine beer glass from Shipyard Brewing Company, Portland, Maine. Nice. Awesome beans. This is a 1.9 fluid ounce bottle. 1% for the Planet member, whatever that means. Good stuff. We got a little grain plant on the cap. Cool stuff. A little over 12 miles from our brewery, as the crow flies, you'll find Gills End Farm, one of Maine Audubon's 8 wildlife centers and sanctuaries. Their advocacy, experimental nature programs, and protection efforts have aimed to make people more effective stewards of local wildlife and habitat since 1843. Very cool stuff. All right, let's pour it in the glass. All right. Appearance. We got a nice golden color, really. A little bit of a lemon yellow look to it, but a nice gold look to it. And it's got a good two-finger head. This beer looks very good. It's not 100% opaque. It is a little bit chill hazed. The website and Untappd doesn't make any notions of what hops or ingredients are in this beer, unfortunately. I did see one person that reviewed this beer on Beer Advocate, or that reviewed it on tap, should I say, and made a notion of Sabro hops, which kind of give you coconutty flavors. All right, that's all I know. Nice looking head. Yeah, I do get the coconut power of persuasion there. Patrick Persuasion. Yeah, I do get a coconutty sweetness to it. There's a nice bready malt in the background. There's a citrusy, dank element to the beer. I'm definitely getting a little bit of that onion and garlic kind of a note. There's a touch of a souring element. Is that right? Just overly ripe fruits at this point. There's a little bit of strawberry, too. Strawberry peachy notes and tropical notes. Yeah, coconut. White bready malt. A little toasty. Maybe a touch of a pepperiness. Let's get a drink. Cheers, everybody. That is delicious. The notes are coming from the nose and the aroma right onto the palate perfectly and beautifully. There's a coconutty note to it. Definitely. I'm getting that strawberry and a little bit of peach, more strawberry than peachy notes. I am getting the tropical fruit feel to it. Maybe a little touch of like a pine or an earthy note to it. Yeah, definitely a pine. Little pine resiny feel to it. Number 47. Nice crackery Pilsner maltiness to it, honestly. A touch toasty, but more Pilsner crackery. There's even a vegetal kind of a note to it as well in that earthy department. This is good stuff. Super balanced in the bitterness. It's only, well, it's not only really there for rounding out the sweetness, but does it not round off the nice sweet bready malts pretty damn well? I get all the bitter, dank. Well, I get this bitter element, should I say, and a lot of the dank notes, I suppose, too. The beer up front initially is that with a moderately hopped bitterness, but then it gets so clean so quickly. There's a little bit of the dankness, that onion garlicky thing, a little bit of a hop oiliness to it. At the end of the sip, and the finish is left with that green vegetal kind of a note to it. This is great stuff. I would highly recommend, I don't know if you're going to find this beer anymore, but I would highly recommend going to the Maine Beer Company if you are making a pilgrimage to northern New England and you're and if you got time to get to the Portland, Maine area. This is about, I don't know what was, 20 to 25 minutes maybe north of Old Orchard Beach, Portland area. So Freeport, Maine. I would recommend this beer. Try some more of their program. This beer is going to get a score of there's almost an untart lemonade feel to that too, if that makes any sense. There's no souring element, but it has a drier lemony note. Okay. All right. So back to the rating. That's going to get a 94 from Thomas Metal 75. I think only real complaint, which is what I do like it in the beer, is that if there was a little bit more sweetness in the malts and it had a little bit more heft in the finish, but as it stands and more depth and heft in the flavor in that finishing note, it gets a little dry and watery, honestly, but this is such a refreshing beer, an easy one to drink, and it does have a bunch of flavor already So good. Go out there and buy it if you uh, ever see this one particular beer, or go try their other Black Barn program beers. So if you've had any of the Maine Beer Company beers, or you've been to the brewery, let us know in the comments section below. And until next time, keep tasting those great beers. Cheers. We'll see you soon.